I was inspired to make a video about things that are practical and then things that are intellectual. It's a huge debate, to put it mildly. There's a number of reasons why you would want to be very practical in your approach to everyday life, and then there are reasons that you'd want to be a little bit more insightful when it comes to the things that affect your day to day. I think both are equally as important, but I can't understand this obscurantist view when it comes to intellectualism or analyzing a topic from an intellectual standpoint, or even these things blend. You could blend an intellectual understanding of a subject into an historical understanding of the subject. These things aren't, there are a lot of gray areas, and these things could blend. But I feel that sometimes practicality wins out over intellectualism, especially in the world today. And I'm not coming from a severely experienced, point of view, but I'm saying I've noticed through reading and news stories and things like that. There's a practicality that a certain species of practicality that tries to overtake. And I hate to say this, but the old boys, or the old school way of thinking when it comes to intellectualism, it kind of has to make practical sense. But I find that there might be an example where I might be able to explain myself better. If you talk about, say, the practicality of building churches, most people would see that as practical, because where does morality come from but from churches, from religion? So, churches, mosques, temples, blah, blah, blah. So that seems very practical. That's the way it works, right? And I feel like it's that sort of thinking when it comes to practicality, that kind of wins out over a more intellectual or a much more studied explanation of a subject. And I think in a lot of cases, because a lot of people aren't intellectuals, or not even intellectuals, but find a lot of intellectual endeavors a bit frivolous, or maybe a bit too baroque, for lack of a better word. They lose that intellectualism, or that studied, or what should be studied in an intellectual way or historical way, or even from many different angles in spirit of intellectualism. In the spirit of intellectualism, gets kind of beat out by this obscurantist view, like I said, and you see this narrow, sort of very hands-on, practical approach to whatever problem you're trying to solve, without maybe understanding the ultimate causes as opposed to proximate causes, blah blah blah. So anyway, I just wanted to get that out there. It's not to be held with any full esteem or anything like that. It's just something that I've noticed. But yeah, that's my video. Bye.